So yeah, but when you have that personal story, so if I tell you about, let's say, this never happens, I can't use that. Oh, exactly. I was gonna say like a storm or hurricane or something, but I've never experienced a hurricane, even though I'm in the Caribbean. But what we are experiencing right now is like Sahara dust. And the Sahara dust is so bad. And like you could go outside and see a haze over the country. It looks like there's a cloud over the island to the point where if you look like 5 miles forward, you can't even see anything because it's completely covered by dust. We have asthma. My eyes are often red and running and itching, etc. So if I tell you that, now you're more interested. Now you realize that, oh, Sahara dust has an impact on this person, etc. But if I just say the Sahara dust is covering 52% of Trinidad and Tobago, da da da, you're lost. So that's the power of these stories and having that human aspect. And so the whole life in the ocean becomes threatened by that. The oceans are also warming, and this is changing the currents. And one of the biggest concerns, especially with the ocean warming, is the tropical storms. Being from the Caribbean, unfortunately, we are a region plagued by hurricanes. And Trinidad and Tobago is yet to experience a very strong hurricane because we are right outside of the hurricane belt. But with warming oceans, in the blink of an eye, we could be next and stuff. And we're seeing stronger hurricanes, and there's horrible stories of the impacts of hurricanes in the region. You could look at Dominica, Puerto Rico, etc., Haiti. The list goes on, right? And stuff. So that is in terms of the fossil fuel industry. But one thing that people don't think about is also the fact that our rivers are connected to the ocean, right? So everybody sees plastic pollution all the time, but that is the pollution that you can see. And no doubt, plastics is a problem. It's plastic free July, etc. Everybody knows about plastic, so we're not going to go into that. But some of the things that you can't see is actually the chemical waste that is going into the oceans from a lot of these industries, whether it be agriculture or manufacturing, or like even something as simple as making clothes, etc. All these waste chemicals wash out into our rivers and goes into the oceans. And you and I are not going to drink a cup of red water that we see in a river, right? So why are we giving that to the species in the ocean? And again, but I I always, or I sometimes picture like my daughter or my granddaughter or great granddaughter, just someone from a future generation, asking me to tell them a story about the beach because they can't go and bathe in it, and they've never experienced it, and they don't know what that's like. It's just something that they would have seen on TV, and they can't experience it. And that scares the living daylight out of me because I cannot imagine somebody being from a Caribbean island or country and not having a relationship with the ocean. That's scary. So mommy, grandma, tell me a story about the beach. Like, what is the beach like? What do people used to do at the beach? Like, what? that that is insane. So I would never want that for future generations. It's almost like how some species have been extinct, and there's some people that would have seen it or experienced it, and it just becomes like folklore. I don't want the ocean. I don't want our rivers. I don't want our environment to become a story tale.